Well, it was 2 years ago today that Robert Pickton was found guilty on 6 counts of second-degree murder. These are the women he murdered, all of them someone's sister, daughter, aunt, or mother. Angel Wolfe is 16 years old. She was 5 when she last saw her mother, Brenda Ann Wolfe, 11 when police told her what happened to her mom. But her search for the mother she remembered has led her here to the 2nd anniversary of the killer's conviction. Here's her story.
This is my favorite photo that I have of my mom. I don't have many photos of her. This is what I remember. This is exactly a perfect image of what I remember. It is me, my sister, and my mom laughing, and we're all sitting really close, and no matter, what we had, what was going on, we were all really happy all the time, just fooling around and messing around. I say I know 2 mothers because I know the mother I had, and I know the mother that now is the victim. This photo is of me and my sister in Vancouver with my mother. I believe this was the last Christmas with her. I was 11 years old when the police told me about my mother and her remains being found on Robert Pickton's farm. I kept a book of articles of my mom. Every article that said Brenda Wolfe in it, even was kept. That booklet I kept for many, many years until finally I realized that I was obsessing over this and that I was making myself sicker and more depressed. So I finally burned that book and burnt all those feelings and everything that was said about my mom and realized that I needed to start from the truth. This photo is of my mom when she was a child. It is really scrunched up because one of my outbursts of mine, I was very angry at her in the beginning and I squished it up, but thankfully I still have it. Slowly I realized that anger and hatred wasn't even towards my mom because the woman they're talking about isn't my mother at all. That one photo of my mother really bothers me because that's not her. Her eyes are not the same eyes I remember at all. This is a photo of my mother when she was 18. It's kind of scary looking at some of these photos just because those eyes, almost when I look in the mirror, I see something very similar. It's that sparkle almost, and when we get upset, it's a different type of sparkle. I believe my mom was or did have a mental health issue and was self-medicating. I was into drugs and alcohol and wanted to feel that numbness again, and it didn't work for me and I didn't understand. And then I realized that this struggle was the same struggle my mom was going through. It's an endless losing with yourself. You're constantly running after something that isn't even there. So I realized that I needed to get myself help. I needed to not make that mistake because for me, a real mistake is not learning from a mistake. I took that mistake my mother made and I asked for help. And now I am doing so well, and I truly feel that I am slowly healing. Every day I can remember more things about my mom and the more positive things, and it doesn't bring sadness anymore. December 9th is the 2nd year anniversary of Robert Pickton's conviction date. I'm really grateful that at least that day I found out who took my mother's life. There's so many families out there that don't know who killed their loved one, and it's that closure I've gotten that I think has helped me move forward so much, and I really believe that the other families need this too. They need that closure. The poem that I got tattooed on my body was a poem I wrote. I realize I'm going to just piece everything back as much as I can and remember the good person in her, because that's what I want to remember, and that's what she should be remembered as.
Well, Robert Picton was sentenced to 6 life sentences with no eligibility for parole for the maximum 25 years. Now, he's trying to appeal that conviction, but he's also been charged with the first-degree murder of 20 more women. Now, Angel Wolfe is committed to advocating for the families of the women who are still missing women where charges have never been laid. She believes they should not be forgotten. Their families deserve the same closure that helped her begin to heal.